Bring in the noise. Bring down the house. Oh, God. Is NSYNC going to take down my podcast? I don't know. You can do anything you wanna when you come along with Alana. Hey people, before we begin today's episode, I want to tell you all about my podcast host, Anchor, because without Anchor, there would be no Along with Alana, the video podcast. Anchor by Spotify is the easiest way to create and distribute a podcast, and it includes everything you need all in one place. First of all, you can record and edit audio right onto Anchor from your phone or computer, or you can upload a previously edited finished product and even include a video element for Spotify. This is what I do. I record my audio and edit the video separately off of Anchor, and then I upload everything right onto my Anchor account. With Anchor as your host, you can easily get your podcast onto listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, and so much more. Once you schedule a new episode to post, Anchor automatically distributes it to every platform that you have set up to play your podcast. You can also regularly check your stats and analytics right from the app or on the website. So Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast, and the best part is, it's free. We love free in this house. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey people, it's Alana and welcome back to Along with Alana, the video podcast. So we got approved on Spotify video already. I did not expect that to happen. Like, they advertise it that anyone can apply, but I didn't think like literally someone with no podcast yet could apply, but I did it. And yeah, so if you'd like to see my face, you now have that option on two platforms. You can watch on YouTube or on Spotify. It will show up as a video. Or if you just want to listen to the audio, that's cool too. You can do that on Spotify. You can do that on YouTube too, actually. And you can do it anywhere you listen to podcasts. So yeah, housekeeping stuff. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in and listened to the first episode. That's awesome. Really. Like, I had like obviously like close friends of mine reach out and be like, I listened to you. And then I had people like I haven't talked to in a while be like, I listened on my way to work or whatever. And it was just really, really cool. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm coming into your world, you podcast listeners out there. I'm glad this is working out for us. In fact, I got enough listeners already. Apparently, you only need 50 listeners to be able to read an ad for Anchor itself. Anchor is my podcast host, and I already hit that. So, heck yeah, we have an Anchor ad. Woohoo! Today in the AWA Along with Alana mug, we have white cran strawberry. It's a new drink for me. At first I thought it was like white grape cran and strawberry, but I think it's like the white cran is a type of cranberry. I don't know. It's good. And it's diluted with water as always. So today's episode is about my day at 90s Con. What is 90s Con, you ask? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a convention all about the 90s. Okay, but before we get into that, we're going to do cringy Facebook memory of the day, because I literally didn't do that on the first episode. I just talked about doing it. And then our latest love. So cringy Facebook memory. All right, we got 10 years ago on this day, March 24th, 2012. Cannot believe I actually just stayed at Relay the whole time. Relay for life. I mean, it was super fun, but I have a 9 to 2 rehearsal plus recitals and stuff, ... question mark, hashtag I'm an idiot, hashtag can't wait for this weekend to be over, hashtag hashtags at 6:40 a.m. Okay, yeah, I just like literally didn't sleep in college. I don't think I slept the whole 4 years. I wasn't sleeping. This was my junior year. This was spring of my junior year. And yeah, I would like go to every student's recital. Plus, I was at Relay for Life because I was a Zumba instructor at the time. That's another version of myself that I don't know her. I was a Zumba instructor, and I used to like do like, it would be like, oh, 2 a.m. performance from the a cappella group. Remember Relay for Life and like Dance-a-thon, where you just stay up all night walking around and raising money? There's a great Pen 15 episode where they're basically doing that. And it would be like, yeah, it would be like 2:30 a.m. like do the Macarena, and then it would be like 3 a.m. Zumba with Alana, and I would lead the relay in a Zumba class for like a half hour just to like get people like awake and excited. And I would do that, and then I would apparently stay the whole time till 6 a.m. even though I had a rehearsal from 9 to 2. Actually, now that I think about it, I know exactly what weekend this was. Oh no. Sarah, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. This is the weekend we had that crazy fight. Yikes. It's funny now. I don't know. I think we could laugh about it now. I think we've laughed about it since, but this was bad. I was in 2 pit orchestras. Why? I don't know. I was in 2 different pits playing my flute, and I guess I had rehearsal from 9 to 2 after teaching Zumba at 3 a.m. the night before, and then I would go to every student's recital at the whole school. Did every person come to my recital? No. A lot of people came to my recital. I love every person who came to my recital, but certainly not all the people whose recital I went to, because I, for some reason in college, was like, when am I ever going to see like such amazing live music for free? Never again. I was right. I don't see live music like that for free anymore ever again. So I went to everyone's everything. Oh my God. Oh, being a music major was nutso. 6:40 I was up writing this. Like, no. Not sleeping is cringy. That's bad, Alana. You need to sleep. I just wasn't sleeping. I just didn't sleep for four years. Here's one more. 11 years ago, 2011. The girl who won Vanna for a Day is on. Fun fact, Wheel of Fortune had a Vanna for a Day contest, and I 100% submitted a video. I obviously didn't win, but I did submit a video. Yes, Chanel. What's up? Some of y'all are dying to see Chanel. I tried to record a few days ago, but it was like 1 a.m. and I was exhausted. And I put like a little chair and a pillow for her to sit on, and she didn't come. So I don't know. I don't think she wants to be on the show. Anywho, the girl who won Vanna for a Day is on. Watching. Then sight singing test at 8:45. Why did all of Facebook need to know that my sight singing test was at 8:45? Like, why did we all need to know that it was at 8:45? I don't know. Then watching Wally in the Union, smiley face. I was obsessed with Wally. Oh my God, I had this like pretentious obsession with Wally. I was like, I understand all of its deep meanings, therefore I'm smart. Like, truly, that was, I don't know. I mean, it's a great movie, obviously, but I like was a little pretentious about it. Someone told me to back up from the mic. Sorry, I'm backing up. That's it. Okay, that's it for Facebook memories. I'm still obsessed with Wheel of Fortune. I felt the need to let everyone know when my sight singing test was, and yeah. That was very Facebook. That was very 2011 Facebook. You would literally, your status was literally your status. You would say what you were doing that day in detail. What's my latest love? White cran strawberry juice. No. My hair's pink again. I love that. I was letting the pink fade a lot because of laziness, honestly. But then I was like, oh, if I let it fade, it'll be more Debbie Thornberry for my 90s con Debbie Thornberry cosplay. So then I let it fade. And then I hated it. This always happens. I let my hair fade because I'm lazy, and then and then I'm like, oh, I kind of like it. No, this is what happens. I like it. I'm like, oh, cute. It's like a faded rose gold. And then I freaking hate it. And then like a couple days go by and I'm like, oh wait, no, never mind. I love it. But I usually dye it back during the hate it stage. So I'm surprised I like made it past that. And I actually ended up loving it. And then, I don't know, one day, like 4 days ago, I was like, I'm over it. Marlena, will you dye my hair back? So shout out to my best friend Marlena for being my literal personal hairstylist. She also cut it. So, yeah, I'm overpaying for hair things when I have her. Although I should definitely Venmo her. Mars, I'm going to Venmo you. Chanel, sorry. Like, where's your laser pointer? I can't play with you right now. So my latest love is having pink hair again. I'm back to my natural color. I truly feel like I came out of the womb with pink hair. Like, it actually looks so normal on me that, like, now when I re-dye it, people don't actually say anything. Like, like some people, like, didn't really notice, which is fine because it's literally my natural hair color. This is me playing with my cat with this, like, rope thing. Chanel. Anyway, all right, 90s con. So, hi, I'm Alana, and I'm obsessed with the 90s, and I've missed it ever since January 1st, 2000. I knew even then. I was like, dang, it's over. That's it. Like, nothing will ever be as great ever again. And I was right. I mean, come on, the early 2000s were the best, hello? But still, like, I was like, dang, the 90s. What a time. The best time. And so yeah, because I love the 90s, I get ads for things like 90s Con. So I'm like, oh my God, wait, is this real? There's actually going to be like all these famous people and all this stuff to do. And it's in Hartford, Connecticut. It was at the convention center in Hartford, Connecticut. And I was like, oh my goodness, I should go. I'd really love to go with like my best friend Mel, but she lives in San Diego. So I don't know. But I'll just probably go by myself. Like, I was pretty set on like, I'm just going to go by myself. Or I don't know. Part of me was actually putting off buying tickets and I like was maybe not going to go. I don't even know. But then my friends Zara and Maxine, they posted that they were going on their Facebook. And I was like, oh, honeys, I'm coming with you. Also, I'm driving. Like, get in, loser. We're going not to 90s Con. Like, that kind of thing. So I bought my ticket, which was like surprisingly extremely cheap. We only went Sunday. It was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We only went the Sunday, which worked out perfectly for me because I'm off on Mondays and I was kind of just planning on going like one day anyway. And Sunday is definitely the day for me to go. So the tickets were like $55 with tax. It was like $75 or something. And then online you could see all the people who were going. And it wasn't getting that much press. And I think it's because this was the first year it was happening. So, you know, they wanted to kind of do like a test run, but it was successful. So it's happening again next year. And y'all should go. Because I will go. Are you done, Chanel? Are you done being crazy? Where'd you go? Oh my God, she's right here. Do you see her? Chanel. If you're watching, she just tried to climb up this chair. Anyway, the more press it's getting, again, not enough press, but the more press it's getting, the more celebrities they're adding. And I'm like, wait, what the frick? Literally like Nick Carter, AJ McLean, Joey Fatone, like icons of all icons. Mara Wilson, aka Matilda. And then like the cast of Sabrina, the cast of Boy Meets World, the cast of Family Matters, which I did not watch, but I'm like, that's cool. And you know, what else? I didn't really watch Sabrina either. I never watched Sabrina, but I know who like Caroline Rhea is. And I love Melissa Joan Hart from Clarissa Explains It All. Like, we love. Oh, Chanel's done. She's sleeping over there now. Yeet. Okay. But I was like, wow, this is actually crazy how many people they're getting. This is really cool. So on the website, you could choose and already you could like prepay for photo ops. Now, photo ops are not selfies, pictures on your phone. They're a professional picture with this like backdrop and a professional camera, and you get the print right then and there, plus a digital copy, whatever. So I saw that there was an opportunity for a boy band trio photo op, aka Nick Carter and AJ McLean from Backstreet Boys plus Joey Fatone from NSYNC, all in one photo. And I was like, oh my God. And it was only like $175. It was like $200 with tax, but still I was like, yeah, literally take every cent I own. If I don't buy this, I'm going to regret this for the rest of my life. So I bought it. And guess what? It was the best. It's the best picture. And it was worth it. And I got Zara and Maxine to get into the photo with me, and it was fun. They allowed like up to 4 people in one photo with like one paid ticket. So Yeah, it was really cool. Except they made it very clear, and they were right. They're like, this is not a meet and greet. It is like, you know what? I'll get to that because I'm going in order. So here's my 90s Con story. So if anyone wants to know, Alana, how was 90s Con? I'm sending them this episode because the answer is this story now. I'm telling it now here on this show, and I'm never telling it again. Okay. So I knew I was going to be Debbie Thornberry. It's an easy costume. I have all the things. I was her for Halloween in 2019. I have the whole outfit done. Great. Now, they had a cosplay contest on the Saturday. We were going on the Sunday, but people were still cosplaying. I mean, not as much as Saturday. I would love to go the whole weekend next year because I want to do all the cosplaying. I would be a professional cosplayer if it weren't so expensive. Or like I would just do it, not professional. I would just like do it more all year round if it weren't the most expensive hobby ever. But I have Halloween, so I do it then. Okay. So it says on the website that selfies with the celebrities are cash only. So I like had some cash already. And then the night before, Zara and Maxine slept over my house, but we went out in this like ice storm. God, March is so nuts, but it was like literally like icing everywhere, just like ice on the ground, falling from the sky, just ice. And we went out to all our respective ATMs and we went to like the 24-hour ATM drive-through things, and we took out more cash just to like have for the next day, and they slept over. And then at like 6 a.m. we woke up, and then at 7 a.m. we were out of here. Now, I am not really an autograph girl. I'm so much more a picture girl. I think I have 2 autographs, one from James Galway. If you know who James Galway is, then that's like kind of cool. If you don't know who James Galway is, he is basically like the Yo-Yo Ma of flute. Like he's the main famous flute player. Like he's a famous flute player. And I have an autograph from him, and I actually like met him and he signed it. And then I have an autographed Bo Burnham poster from literally 2009. And I bought it off a website, like his website, but I think he actually signed it. Like the marker looks like he actually signed it, and then like mailed it to his fans, because at the time, like only the coolest of kids knew who Bo Burnham was in 2009. Now like everyone knows who Bo Burnham is. I just thought that if this was a YouTube video, I would cut to the clip of my cousin Jeremy not knowing who Bo Burnham is on my last YouTube video before I switched over to podcast format. So I'm not an autograph girl. Okay. I was totally planning on just being like, I'm just going to get the pictures. I'm going to get as many pictures as I can. I'm going to pay for as many of these pictures as I can. Now, literally, Christopher Lloyd was at 90s Con, aka Dr. Emmett Brown of Back to the Future stardom. Like Doc Brown, man. Okay, yes, he was also Fester and Uncle Fester in Addams Family. I am a terrible Halloween and 90s fan, and I have not actually seen Addams Family. I don't know. I'll get to it, okay? I just watched Beetlejuice for the first time this year, and I didn't like it. Sorry. Okay, I told you there were going to be mad controversial opinions up in here. That's one of them. Like, Beetlejuice is not that good. I don't get it. I didn't get it. I truly did not understand it. I don't get it. And that always happens when I watch like a cult classic movie 100 years later. I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. But if I watched it when I was a kid, I would have like probably loved it. Anyway, Angels in the Outfield. Okay, Christopher Lloyd. He's hecka famous. He's like the most famous person there. To give you an idea, a lot of the celebrities who were there's pricing for a picture on your phone, like a selfie, but really the volunteers at the con, they take it for you. $30, $40, at most $50. I think Kel Mitchell of Keenan and Kel was $60. I didn't get to him, unfortunately, but that was it. And then all of a sudden, Christopher Lloyd is $100 for a selfie, okay? He's so famous and he's so important and he's worth every cent. Okay. So I was like, I'm just going to get the picture. He's $100. I'm just going to get the picture. It's 7 a.m. We're about to leave my house. Like, my friends are downstairs. I'm up, I'm in my room, whatever. And then I'm like about to leave and I go, let me just run upstairs and grab my Back to the Future DVD trilogy just in case I feel so inclined to get an autograph, okay? I'm so glad I did that because I got an autograph. So, and it was so worth it. Okay, so I grabbed my trilogy. I also happened to grab my No Strings Attached NSYNC CD and my Backstreet Boys, the self-titled, the first album. That's the only one I have. I swear to God I had Millennium, but I can't find it, dude. Like, I have my whole CD collection. I guess just with moving and having divorced parents and just existing, 25 years later, like, things get lost. I don't know. I have so many of my CDs, but I don't have my Millennium CD. I don't know. But I wanted to hold up the CDs in the picture with the boy band guys. Like, I wanted to, like, just be holding them as, like, props. I don't know. Really not intending on getting an autograph with those CDs. So we go to Starbucks, we get a little snicky snacky, and we get to Connecticut. We park. The parking was $9. $9 for the whole day. I was like, this would be $39 in New York. What is Connecticut? That is crazy. I could not believe that. I was like, are you sure? So parking was $9. We get in there. They check your, like, vaccine card, yada, yada. They were also doing COVID tests, but we didn't take them. I don't think we had to if we were vaxxed. I don't know. So, okay, we get it. We walk inside. Here we go. Now it's like, it started at 10, but now by the time we're in there, it's more like 10:15, 10:30. So we get in. Oh, we also buy, like, a water bottle because I was like, I need to be hydrated to meet Christopher Lloyd. Like, okay. You walk in, it's all these vendors, just like, it's a big convention hall, okay? And there's just like table, vendor. Already, these adorable kids, like, approach me about, like, their book that I truly don't know about, don't care about. I'm here. I have a mission today, okay? I got things to do, people. I'm not, like, buying random stuff, but they were very sweet. And then I kind of was like, okay. And then I, like, went over to, like, I was looking at other vendors and I was like, I'm so overwhelmed, but I can't buy anything because I need to save all my money to meet all these people. But maybe I'll buy something if I have time. I did not have time. I've had time to buy this sweatshirt. So I, like, go over to the 90s Con merch table with every intention of buying a mug. Every intention. And then I'm like, I don't know. I have 80 mugs. Do I really want another one that's just going to sit there that I don't, like, drink out of or whatever? Now that hoodie, that's a fun color and I'll actually wear it all the time. So I got the hoodie instead. So boom, there was my first $45. Should I add up? No, I'm not telling you how much I spent, but I'll give you, like, a rough idea, but whatever. So, and my mom was like, now, Lonzies, don't go bankrupt at this thing because, look, I mean, she knows that I'm going to do what I'm going to do, especially with my own money, but also I get where she's coming from because, like, 2 months ago, I couldn't afford groceries and I just had, like, a better month this month. So I get where she's coming from. But I was like, Ma, like, I wouldn't take out the cash if I didn't literally have it to take out. Like, I wouldn't have done that ATM trip the night before if I didn't, like, actually have that extra amount able to be taken out. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this vendor thing. So I get the hoodie and then I'm like, okay, Zara and Maxine, but really Maxine, because Zara was, like, already vendoring elsewhere. I was like, I have to go into the celebrity section. There's a whole curtain. You couldn't see them. The vendor was, like, blocked off by this big curtain wall and you had to, like, walk around it to get to the celebrities. They were separated. Okay, so Maxine and I walk. We turn the corner. I turn the corner into the celebrity area. Okay, God, people. I turn. I make a right. I just turn into the celebrity area and boom, right there, less than 10 feet from me is Doc freaking Brown. There he is. There's Christopher Lloyd. He is right there. Okay. I start crying. Like, I was crying. Like, it was not cute. I was really crying. And I kind of, like, thought I would, but I did not think I would have this emotional of reaction. Like, I was having a visceral, is that the right word? I don't even know. Master's degree in English. I have no idea. It sounds right. I was having a visceral emotion. I'm going to look it up. I'm pulling in Emma Chamberlain right now and I'm looking up a word I'm using in the middle of recording. Visceral. Relating to, what the hell does that say? Relating to the viscera, the visceral nervous system, relating to the deep inward feelings rather than to the intellect. Okay, yes, I was having deep inward emotional feelings about seeing Christopher Lloyd. It was crazy. None of it was intellectual. Nothing about my reaction to Christopher Lloyd was intellectual by any means. Okay, so I'm hysterical. Like, I'm not okay. Like, people are walking by and I'm like, dude, it's Doc Brown. Like, I was not okay. Wow, it was out of control. So Maxine was like, it's okay. Do you need a hug? Do you need to squeeze this like squishy ball? And she like had this like stress ball. And I was like, yeah. So I'm squeezing the ball and I'm crying so hard. I was like, whoo, but I'm also like, kind of panicking. Like I was like hyperventilating. I was like, okay, that's Doc Brown. Okay. Oh my God. Should I see him later? No, the line's so short. I got to get him in right now. I got to see him right now. Whoa, my God. Oh my God. That's Doc Brown. Like I was flipping out. Okay. Man, Back to the Future is the best. So I tried to get online. I was too nervous. I had to get offline. I tried to get online. I had to get offline. And Maxine was like, it's okay. I remember my first con. Like, I don't even get starstruck anymore. I've been to so many of these things. You just got to like rip the Band-Aid. Once you get through this, you'll be fine for every other celebrity. And she was so right. After Christopher Lloyd, I was like ready to have coffee with Nick Carter. I was like, let's go. Like, it does, nothing matters. It's fine. It was so true. I wasn't starstruck for like pretty much the entire rest of the day. Okay. So I'm just like, okay, I need to calm down. Whew. I'm like, I don't think I can do it. Like there was a point where I was like, I'm not calming down. It's been like a couple of minutes and I don't think I can actually do this, but I need to do this. And I was like, I've never met anyone like famous. I met Bo Burnham here. Okay. He's coming back up in conversation. I met Bo Burnham in 2009 and I was like this. I wasn't crying, but I could not freaking breathe. I was like, hi. Oh my God. First of all, he's so tall. Second of all, I was in love with him. Still in love with him, but like, oh my God, that was crazy. I was like 18, he was 19. It was nuts. Meeting Bo Burnham in 2009 at like a music festival was insane. Wow. Shout out to Sarah and Lucia who were also there and also met Bo Burnham. If you're watching the video version, I'll pop up a picture here of me meeting Bo Burnham. Should I pop up the pictures of all the 90s con people? No, you can check my Instagram for that. Sorry, at Along with Alana. Follow me on Instagram and you can see my 90s con pictures. Or actually, you don't even have to follow me because my account is public. So you could just look at the 90s con pictures and creep and then get out of there. You don't actually need to follow me. Anywho, so... Okay, yeah, I like can't handle it. I get off the line, I get on the line, I get off the line, whatever. I get on the line, I think I'm finally ready. I do one more like turn around so Christopher Lloyd doesn't see me sobbing. And there's this woman behind us and she's got like a preteen daughter and then like I think she had a baby in the stroller. I don't know. I was really like blacking out. I was so nervous. But I like look at her and I'm like sniffling and I'm like, you know, rubbing tears in my eyes and I'm like, it's Doc Brown, man. And she was like, and Uncle Fester. And lots of other things. And I was like, okay, yeah, but I know him from this. I know him from Back to the Future. And she was like, sorry, I have kids. I don't get emotional. First of all, none of what you just said makes sense. I've heard that people get more emotional when they have kids because all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have kids now. Second of all, like, what? Are you proud of that? Is that something to be proud of? If I were her daughter, I would have been like horrified at how disgusting of a non-human, because she doesn't have emotions, of a mother I had. Like, oh my God. So I literally look at her and I'm like, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And I go to Maxine. I'm like, I got to get out of here. I'm like, I'm stepping out. I'll come back in a minute. She's like, are you sure? I'll wait your place in line. I'm like, no, come here. I got to get away from this person. So I was like, I need a minute. So I step away. That horrific excuse of a person, I guess, continues online. And then I don't ever see her again. I don't even know. She like disappeared. And then I get back online. Okay. I'm like, oh my God, I have my DVD in hand. I'm ready. I'm like, not ready. I'm flipping out still. So I go up to the lady and I don't actually know how much an autograph is, but again, I'm ready for it. I was like, can he sign my trilogy? Because what they do is they lay out pictures for you to, if you buy an autograph, you can have one of the pictures they give you, or if you bring one of your own things, like that works too. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do a selfie, I'll do a picture and an autograph. And she's like, okay, that's $220. And I was like, yup, here, take my money. So his selfie was $100, but his autograph was $120. I mean, look, dude knows his worth. What can I say? So I'm like, yup, here, take literally all of my money. Here you go. It wasn't all of it. I had more, but I was like, yup, we're doing this. We're absolutely, there's no freaking way I am standing here and Doc Brown is right there and I'm holding my freaking DVD trilogy and he's not signing it. There's no way in hell. Never. And I was even debating like spending the money on him even like weeks ago before I even went at all. But after I bought the boy band thing, I was like, I should get a pic with Doc Brown, right? Am I going to regret it? He's old, man. I mean, you know, I got to jump on this opportunity. Like, oh my God, worth it. Totally worth it. So I finally get to him. It was so embarrassing because I'm like still like, like I'm like visibly crying, but I'm holding it together. And his assistant, it was so embarrassing because his assistant was like, this girl is very excited to meet you, to him. Oh my God. I was like, hi, it is so nice to meet you. He was sitting down. He looks at me across like his little table thing. I'm like, it is so nice to meet you. And I was just so emotional because I told him, I was like, my uncle who got me into Back to the Future, he unfortunately died of COVID last year, but he's flipping out right now. He would be so excited. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. And then we were deciding, I was like, I would love it if you signed my trilogy. I have my trilogy here. And we were deciding where to sign it. And I was like, what do you think? Like the just the outside slipcover, because there's like a slipcover and then the DVD. His assistant's like taking off the cover. He's like opening it. He's like, maybe in here, maybe on the disc. And I'm like thinking like, on the disc is cool, but that could get scratched up. And also that's only Back to the Future 1. Like there's 4 discs in there. There's the 3 movies and like a bonus thing. And I'm like, no, I don't want the 1 disc. I want the outside cover, dude, in the shining light of the DeLorean. Like there's this white glowing light in the bottom of the image. I'll post it. I'll show you. But yeah, I'm like, it's got to be here. And the assistant was like, you might want to be careful with the slipcover. You don't want something bad happening to it in the future. And I was kind of like, did you really just make that joke? But I didn't say that. I was like, oh, I would never, I'm staring at Christopher Lloyd the whole time. I was like, I would never want something bad to happen in the future. And then before we even knew it, he's like already grabbing my slipcover and he's signing the outside slipcover. And I'm like, see, he understands me. We understand each other. He's on my level. Hey, y'all, it's Editing Alana. I cannot believe I forgot to say that after he signed it, he passed it back to me. And I was like, I promise I will never let anything ruin this. I will never let anything happen to this. And he looks at me and smiles and he goes, you better not. Like with a wink. I love him so much. He's so cute. And I can't believe I actually like remembered to say this, but one of my coworkers right now, she worked with him as a production assistant years ago on this show called The Dictator that he was supposed to star in, but it didn't like actually air. So I was like, my coworker worked on, you know, he's so old. He's 83. He's like a little I feel like he was like my grandpa for real. Oh my God, he's so cute. So I was like, my coworker worked with you on this show called The Dictator. Do you remember? And he was like, The Dictator. Like he was like thinking, he like couldn't remember it at first. And then his assistant was like, oh yeah, you were going to be on this show, but it like didn't end up airing or running. And you were like this crazy unhinged dictator. And then Christopher Lloyd's like, oh yeah, that show, it didn't go very far. And I was like, it didn't go very far. And, and whatever. And then, so we take a picture and I go next to him and he puts his like arm around me and oh my God, in the picture, it's ridiculous. My face is insane. I'm like the happiest, but I'm like holding back tears. Oh my God, even like I'm tearing up a little bit telling this story. I've told this story many times and the other times I've told it, I've like full on cried. But I guess now, like, what, the 8th time I'm telling the story, it's like a little less. I don't know. Sorry. It's also like 1:45. And then I was like, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. You're the best, whatever. And then I like leave with incredible pictures. This woman nailed it. She took great pictures. And that is the coolest thing I've ever done. See, now I'm crying. God. That is the coolest thing, man. Doc Brown, dude, I'm going to have that picture forever. I'm going to have my autographed trilogy forever. Like, how many people can say that? Like, that's so awesome. I don't think I'm ever going to top that. That's the best thing to ever happen. That's the best thing. That's it. That picture and my autograph trilogy, like that's, oh my God, it was so great. Whew. So then I like walk away from the table and I'm like, all right, I need to chill out. I need to calm down. But at the same time, I felt this adrenaline, like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go down the line. Let's meet everybody here. So then next, I go to Kimberly J. Brown of Halloween Town and Quince fame. Love her so much. She's like big on TikTok now. So she like had a little bit of a wait online. That's the other thing. Like it was so early. It was only like 11-ish and Christopher Lloyd had no line. I'm like, hello? His line was probably bigger later, but I didn't even go near him after that. I was like, I never went back and looked at him after that. I was like, I'm done. That's it. So I go to Kimberly J. Brown, aka Marnie Cromwell. And I was like, hi, I was like, oh my gosh, Halloween Town's the best. And my street growing up was Cromwell. Like that was the name of my street. So I always thought I was a Cromwell witch. And she was like, you are. And it was so cool. She was really sweet. And she actually like really took a lot of time to talk to me. And I was like, look, I know it's not a competition, but in anything that's like Hocus Pocus or Halloween Town, I'm choosing Halloween Town. I didn't watch Hocus Pocus as a kid. I only watched Hocus Pocus like recently, like really recently. So I was like, I love Halloween Town. And I think I also said to her, oh yeah, I was like, no one ever finishes the quote. Everyone just says Halloween is cool, but no one ever says Halloween is cool, nature boy. That's the rest of the quote. And she was like, yeah, that part gets like cut off. And I was like, I mean, yeah, being normal is vastly overrated. Like, come on, man. Debbie Reynolds, man. Like, oh, Halloween Town's the best. Halloween Town's the best. Hi, it's Editing Alana. I forgot to say that we also discussed Quince. I was like, I also loved the movie Quince. And she said, oh my gosh, yeah, I loved being able to talk to the camera in that movie. And I was like, oh yeah, it was like a mockumentary. So another tidbit of my meeting with Kimberly J. Brown. Okay, bye. So we took a few cute pictures. She was so nice. And then what did I do? I have to like really think what I did after that. Then Maxine wanted to meet Lori Beth Denberg with vital information for your everyday life. She's the best. So we go over to her area and she's next to Danny Tamborelli. They have like 2 tables next to each other. Love him also. Loved Figure It Out. Love all that. God, they were the best. Oh my God, they're so cool. She was so nice. Maxine got a picture. But we were also talking to her, like you could just walk up, like there was no line. It was just us at Lori Beth Denberg's table. Okay. There was literally no one there. I think they also did maybe like half capacity at this whole convention thing anyway, because of COVID. But like, yeah, some people had no line. Okay. The Full House cast, holy God, their lines were insane the whole day. The entire day, their lines were crazy, so I couldn't even get to them. I was like considering trying to see Andrea Barber, aka Kimmy Gibbler, because like I am Kimmy Gibbler. But no, their lines were crazy the whole time. So next year I couldn't get to them. So we're chatting up with Lori Beth Denberg. I was like, Figure It Out was the best. I was like, where's Summer Sanders? And she was like, she's like a journalist. She's doing sports stuff. You know, she's an Olympic swimmer. I'm like, yes, I knew that. We loved her. Me and my mom loved that show. And she was like, Lori Beth was like, I loved working on that. Cause like to Danny, he was like my little brother. We had this like big sister, little brother thing. And I got to hang out with him so much more than all that. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, because with all that, you like went in so fast and you just like filmed your skits and you like were changing into a different outfit. And on Figure It Out on the set, we had so much more time to hang out. I loved that show. I'm like, me and my mom loved that freaking show. And then I think I asked her, I was like, did you choose to always sit on the end? Because you were always on the end. And then it was like Danny. And she's like, they gave that to us. Like they chose our seat. And it's just cool to hear like little things like that. And she was just so proud to be on that show. Like that was just such a cool show for her to do. And the fact that she loved it as much as like the people watching it loved it. I was like, yeah, where's Billy the Answer Head? Like roll him out here. He should be at 90s Con. Summer Senders. So she was so nice, and I I didn't get the picture, so I didn't give her table any money because I wasn't getting a picture, but it was really nice to meet her. And then Danny was next to the table, and he had no one at his line either. And I was like, Danny, when I get slimed later, because I had every intention of going in this like slime booth, they give you a poncho and you get slimed, and it's like your childhood dream come true. But I didn't end up getting to that. So I was like, Danny, when I get slimed, I'm gonna say I don't know, and I'm gonna say I don't know like you when I get slimed. And he's like, all right, do your I don't know impression right now. And I was like, no, I'm scared. I can't do it on the spot. And he's like, do it, and I'll rate you. He pulls out a Post-it and a Sharpie. He goes, I'll rate you from 1 to 9 because like I don't believe in perfect tens. And I was like, okay. And it was so bad, but I was like, I don't know. Like I tried my best, and he just writes 8, and I'm like, he was gonna write 8 anyway. But it was very funny. So I also now own a Post-it that says the number 8 on it that Danny Tamborelli wrote. And I didn't get a picture with him either because I don't know, if I had like twice the amount of cash, then maybe, sure, because he was right there. But I'm like, I have a list and I got to stick to my list. Okay. Like I'm trying to meet Topanga. Like I have stuff to do. So we talk to them, we chat with them. I don't get a picture, but it was really cool to talk to them. And, okay, what happened after that? Oh, then it was like we were trying to see this 90s trivia where it was the cast of Sabrina versus the cast of Boy Meets World. So we're sitting and we're like front row, and there's like not a lot of people sitting at the stage, and we're like, I feel like this should be more people. Why is this weird? And then Maxine was like, I think we're at the wrong stage. I think there's another panel stage somewhere else. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. So then it was like already time, like whatever it was like 12. I don't even know. 12:30, I think it was starting. Yeah. And then it was already like time. But we ended up being right on time, right when it was starting. So we had to go like upstairs, and there was this big auditorium looking thing. And I was like, okay, this makes more sense. So then Caroline Ray comes out in this incredible striped rainbow dress moment. She looked amazing. I love her. It's so funny because obviously everyone's like, oh, Caroline Ray from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And I'm like, Caroline Ray from Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. I love that movie. Oh, she's so great in it. So the cast of Sabrina comes out, and it's like really cool. Like Melissa Joan Hart's there. And then like the cast of Boy Meets World comes out, dude. Okay. So it's Danielle Fishel, Topanga, Ryder Strong. Hello, my husband, Sean Hunter, Trina McGee, aka Angela, and then Will Friedel. Is that how you say his last name? I never know how to say. I always said Friedel, but that's definitely wrong. Friedel. He's Eric Matthews. So like Corey wasn't there, Mr. Feeney wasn't there, but that's it. I mean, the rest of them were there. Okay, like it was awesome. And also Matt Lawrence, aka Jack Hunter, was there, but he wasn't in the trivia thing. So we see it, and I'm like, Maxine, we only have like 20 minutes because at 12:50 we have to line up for the boy band photo op. Like that's our lineup time. So we like saw it. They were cute. They were like, it's so cool to see, especially the Boy Meets World cast, like how much they all very much still like love each other, and they were like laughing together, and it was really cute. And the trivia wasn't even really like trivia, whatever. It was just kind of like a joke really, but it was still fun. So then we get out of there. We go online to our boy band photo op. Now, man, the website was not kidding. They were like, this is not a meet and greet. You walk in, you take a picture, and you get out. And that's like literally what it is. So, you're online for a while until it's like, okay, we're ready. And everyone's online. They're like 18 plus lines. There's like a lot of lines. And we were line 8. So we're online because that's the boy band trio line. But then like just Nick and AJ, Backstreet Boys only line was like the line next to us. So it depends on your line. So then when it was our turn, it was like, all right, line 8, here we go. And it was like, boom, 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 boom. Next person. So we're there. We're getting in. I walk in and you like go behind this curtain. So like passersby who don't have a photo op ticket, they can't see what's happening because it's all very hidden in this curtain situation. However, when the Backstreet Boys and whoever are like out at their tables, anyone walking can see them. It's like, oh my gosh, there's Joey Fatone, there's Topanga, there's whatever. You can see them, but in the photo op, you couldn't see. There was all this like curtained off thing. So you walk in, it's like the bright photo lights, this like woman photographer with the backdrop, whatever. And you walk in and there's Joey, AJ, and Nick. I'm like, whoa. And Nick is so tall. Nick Carter is so tall. And AJ, I love him so much. Listen, AJ's my number one fave, okay? Sorry. AJ's the best. God, I love him. He was alarmingly short. I was not expecting him to be that short, okay? Google says he's like 5'9". That is false. Okay, listen to me. That is a false statement. I am 5'8" and he is shorter than me, like by a noticeable amount. But he like, I'm like, wow, like when they're all on stage, I've seen Backstreet Boys live, when they're all on stage and they're all lined up, they all look kind of the same height. Like, okay, like Nick and Kevin are tallest, but like, no, they don't look like that much. Like it was like Nick was up here and AJ was whatever, but it was so cool. So I was like, hi, so nice to meet you guys. And I like don't even make eye contact with Joey, I don't think. I was just like, oh my God, let's get this picture. So I'm holding my CDs and AJ goes to my friend Zara. He's like, I love your hat. And I was like, AJ McLean loves your hat, dude. Because she has this like cool, like witchy, like wide brim black hat. And it's very AJ McLean. So like he like has that hat. Oh my God, it was so cool. I was like, AJ loves your hat. So I hold up the 2 CDs and I'm like, and then we take the picture. And it was kind of like, okay, time to go. But Nick kind of like turned to me and he was like, hi. And I was like, hi. Like, I can't talk. Like, wait. I kind of was like, are you trying to talk right now? I didn't say that out loud, but I was like, hi. Like, I wish I could talk to you, but we like, it's really like next. It's like fast. And again, like it's definitely more worth it to go up to the individual celebrities table and get like the individual shot, because then they also really take the time to really talk to you. It's so cool. But the only way to get all 3 of them in the one photo was to do this professional photo op. So I was like, I'm doing this. And now I know, like, I don't think I'll do any more like photo ops. I'd kind of rather just get the individual pictures in the future, but like now I know. And also I have literally no regrets because that's the coolest freaking picture ever. And also again, it was the only way to get all 3 of them. So then we get out of there and I'm like, did that just happen? Like I blacked out. I was like, hello. I'm like, did that literally just happen or what? I end up throwing my CDs in Maxine's bag by mistake. And she's like, that's my bag. And I was like, oh, sorry, here. And I just give her bag and I grab my bag because you have to like leave your bags outside. Oh, yeah. So I say to the lady, I'm like, can I bring in my CDs to just like hold up as props? And she was like, yeah, but you can't ask for an autograph. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm aware that this is like, I would never do that. So, yeah, they were pretty on top of like, and they were even yelling out. They were like, no hugging, no kissing. Some people try to kiss the people in the photo. God. Oh, yikes. Whatever. So like, yeah. And we were like, I'm not doing that. But they put their arms around us. Like if anything, they were hugging us. So it's like, you know, you can't go in for like a big like hug, whatever, I guess. But they were like, yeah, it was like a group photo, like arms around each other, group photo kind of thing. And it's just the coolest picture. And me and Joey are making the same face. We're both doing like the open mouth, like, ah. And we look like brother and sister. I swear. I don't know if it's like an Italian thing. But I'm like, why does Joey look like my dad or like my older brother or something? It was so funny. So, anywho, so we get out and then you go down the line and then immediately there's the big print. It's like an 8. I don't even know what it is. What's like a big print size? 8x10, I guess, right? It's an 8x10. Okay. So you just get it immediately. And I'm like, I can't mess this up. So I put it like nicely in my like book program thing. And then you go to and you scan the QR code to get the digital print. So I like immediately did that. I sent it to Maxine and Zara, and I just sent it to like a couple of friends. Like, oh my God, this just happened. And then yeah, so then we were starving because now it's like 1 something, and we haven't eaten since like 9 something. So now we're really hungry, and there's only 1 line. There's 2 lines, but there's only 1 place to get food. There's 1 cafe inside the whole convention center, but the line for the cafe was next to this Spice Girls clothing exhibit thing, which was kind of cool. They just like displayed a bunch of like original Spice Girls outfits on some mannequins. That was kind of cool. I thought it would be a lot cooler than it was because I thought there would be like very recognizable outfits like from tours or album covers or what have you, but it was like just random like concerts they've done. I think I recognized like, you know, it was the classic like cheetah bra with the cheetah pants for Scary. That was there. That was cool. Scary Spice is the best. She's the best. She's my favorite. Always. Literally always. So I think I would like pretend that baby was my favorite because I was like, yeah, baby spice. No, it was always scary. That's like when I would pretend my favorite color was green and it was pink the whole time. At one point it really was green, but I was pretending it was green way longer than it actually was. Like well into college. So I'm looking at Spice Girls clothes. I'm online to eat. We get chicken fingers and waffle fries, and I got a white Gatorade. They had white Gatorade, my favorite flavor. That's the best Gatorade. So I was like kind of happy about that. I was like, cool. This will like burst me back to life for the rest of the day. So then we're all eating, and the girls are getting like a little tired, and they also don't have like as many people to meet on their list as I did. So I was like, all right, people, here's the deal. We were done eating, and I was like, I'm going to go downstairs, and I'm going to go back. Oh, my God. I got an email, and it was really loud in my ear. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, it's from Anchor. Hey, guys. I'm going to go back downstairs, and I'm going to go in the whole, like, Boy Meets World section, which was the same section as Lori Beth and Danny and stuff. And I'm going to just like meet as many people from the Boy Meets World cast as I physically can. So I'm going to go do that. And they were like, all right, cool. Have fun. See you later. So I get down there. Who did I see first? Well, I can just check like whose picture I took first. Because I want to get this right. I want to get this story 100% right because I'm literally never telling it again. It's always raining when I record. That's so interesting. Oh my God, the pic of Doc Brown. Oh, so far I'm telling this story completely right. Oh, there was also a bunch of Marty McFly cosplays, which, like, you know, if you want to win my heart, dress as Marty McFly. The end. But it was really cool. I was like, oh my God, there's so many Back to the Future fans here. Even though Back to the Future came out in 1985, but I think the third one came out in 91. So there you go, 90s. Okay, so then I met Matilda. Yup, here we go. So next was Mara Wilson, Matilda herself. She looked amazing. She had this like amazing pink blazer moment on. She looked incredible. And she was so sweet. And she was definitely like more on the subdued side. Like she was definitely one of like the quietest like celebrities there. But she'd still totally talk to me. So I was like, hi, it's so nice to meet you. Like you are everything. Like I don't know. I'm sure you're like you've heard a billion times in your career how Matilda changed someone's life, but Matilda changed my life, man. It's the best. And she was like, no, it's okay. It's still very nice to hear. It's still so nice to hear. Thank you so much. And I was like, I mean, you're everything. Like the scene, you dancing on the table, like that's everything. God, I love that scene. Oh my God. And I was like, and I told her, I was like, I think the line "no more Miss Nice Girl" stuck with me into like adulthood, and I didn't really realize it till I was more older. And she's like, oh, I love that. And then we took a picture, and you actually weren't allowed to go behind her table and like be right next to her. You had to like stay in front of her table. So the guy's like taking the picture, one of the 90s Con volunteers, and this girl was like, up angle, care, like back it up, you're so close. And he's like, I know what I'm doing. Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? And then whatever, he took a great picture, and I'm like, yeah, Matilda, I'll go 20 miles from you if that's what you want in the picture. Like whatever you want, honey, whatever. And again, like people weren't wearing masks. The celebrities weren't wearing masks. Some convention goers were, but you know, no one was really wearing them for any pictures. And you know, 90s Con made it pretty clear, like, you're here at your own risk, you know, be careful. And you know, jokingly, I was like, if I get COVID from Nick Carter, I get COVID, you know. I already had it back like around Christmas and New Year's time, and I'm boosted, and you know, but I'm like assuming these celebrities are like boosted or whatever. But I will say, like, it wasn't crowded. So just like it really wasn't crowded at all. And I actually felt quite safe there. Like, let me put it this way. I felt safer at 90s Con than I did at like the Flowbots concert in Brooklyn the other night, where even that was like not a huge crowd, but just, it was like a smaller space with people being closer to each other. Like you weren't really close to people unless you were like obviously right next to a celebrity taking a picture with them, but whatever. I'm serious. Like it felt, I like it was one of those places where you forgot COVID existed when you were in there. Anyway, so I take a picture with Mara Wilson. She's everything. I was like, I got one of my best friends your book for Christmas once or something, right, Max? Didn't I get you her book? Didn't I really do that? I don't know. I think I did. So And then I'm like walking away and I was like, oh, and I loved A Simple Wish, which is this weird movie that she was in with Martin Short. And I'm pretty sure the woman who, you know, in that Sex and the City episode where the woman's like smoking and she's like, this party's so boring, I could die. And then she falls out of the window and dies. She's in that movie. She's like the villain. Y'all, it's editing Alana again. Okay, so I just went down a rabbit hole. It is not... Okay. The woman in A Simple Wish is not the same woman as the woman in Sex and the City. The woman in A Simple Wish is Kathleen Turner. So then I looked up who's in Sex and the City who falls out the window. That is Kristen Johnston. And I was like, whoa, they're not the same person? Okay. Then I was like, wait, but which one of them was the main girl in It Takes Two with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen? And it was neither, because that is Kirstie Alley. So these three women who all start with K are not the same person. I was like, surely one of them is the same. Surely of A Simple Wish, Sex and the City, and It Takes Two, one of these women is the same women. Nope. Oh my God, I'm not okay. So I'm including a picture of all three if you're watching the video version of this. And apparently I'm not alone, and they kind of get confused with each other all the time. They've starred as relatives in shows together. I don't know. Wild, man. Wild. Anyway, back to the episode. And it's just like a weird random movie, kind of very similar vein to like Casper, whatever. I was like, loved A Simple Wish. I loved that movie too. And she was in that. I never saw Mrs. Doubtfire. I've seen like a couple of moments from Mrs. Doubtfire, but that is just not one of my movies. That's not one of the ones I watched as a kid, but whatever. But what was actually really cool about 90s Con is like, so with the individual selfies, the picture on your phone, you can get any person individually if you waited on their line. I mean, like Mara Wilson didn't have a line at the time, so I was like, all right, I'm able to go. I went at a good time, I guess. Like this 2:00 after lunch thing was like a good time, I guess. I don't know. But they would have the professional photo ops for certain groups of people. So like you could do Mara Wilson solo, but there also was a time slot where you could do Mara Wilson, Matt Lawrence, and whoever the other girl is who was the other sibling in Mrs. Doubtfire, and you can get a Mrs. Doubtfire photo shoot. So like that's what was so cool about it. Like they really made sure you got like the individual option and also like the group cast, like you could get the whole Boy Meets World cast. That was expensive. I was like, do I get this shot with all of them? But that was like well over, like that was like almost 300, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I can't be doing this. There was like an all that one with Lori Beth, Danny, and Kel Mitchell. So like they would do these like options, but the only one I chose was the boy band one because duh, obviously. Okay. Then across the like room, the little way across the way from Mara Wilson was Andy Lawrence, and all three of them, Joey Lawrence, Andy Lawrence, Matt Lawrence. And look, I know Joey Lawrence is famous, whatever, he was on Blossom, whoa, whatever, Melissa and Joe, I get it. He's not my Lawrence brother, okay? Andy Lawrence is my Lawrence brother. And I told him that. I was like, hi, like, what's up? So nice to meet you. And I was like, look, I know your brother's like hella famous, but like you were the first Lawrence brother I loved. I knew you first. And I loved The Other Me, the movie The Other Me, where he clones himself, the Disney Channel original movie. And he's like, oh yeah, that's so cool. And I told him, I was like, and I loved that movie so much because your sister on that was named Alana. Like that was the character. And my name's Alana. And my name is never in movies or media, literally ever. Nothing is my name. And he's like, yeah, Allison Pill. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, that was totally played by Allison Pill. We love Allison Pill. So we just like talked about that. I was like, I remember your dad in the movie, she said something mean to you and he was like, Alana. And I was like shook. I could not believe that my name was in a movie. And I was like, I still remember the trailer where it was like Andy Lawrence and Andy Lawrence star in The Other Me. He's like, yeah, I can't believe you remember that. And then we talked about like how it's back on Disney Plus, and I rewatched it and I was like, oh, but they took down the music. Like Disney Plus, there was a scene where they're dancing to NSYNC, bring in the noise, bring down the house. Oh God, is Disney gonna copyright me now? Is NSYNC gonna take down my podcast? I don't know. Sorry. But yeah, so like there's a scene where he's dancing on the table to bring in the noise, bring down the house. But then Disney Plus like dubbed some crappy, just basic copyright free techno music over it. So we talked about that and I was like, it sucks that they changed the music. He's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, why don't you just go ask Joey right there, as in Fatone of NSYNC? I was like, why don't you just go ask Joey to get the rights? And it's just so funny that everyone was like in the same room like this, you know. It's pretty wild. So he's like, I can't. So we get a picture. He was so cool. He's like, it's really nice to meet you, Alana. And then again, he had no line. Like we were talking for a long time because he had no line. Meanwhile, his brother Joey's line is like, 40 people, whatever. And then next to him is his brother Matt Lawrence. We also love Matt Lawrence. Oh, and I was telling them, I was like, I loved Jumping Ship. I loved Jumping Ship with all three of them. And then someone at the con reminded me before I got online that Jumping Ship was the sequel to Horse Sense. So first it was Horse Sense with just Andy and Joey, and then it was Jumping Ship, and Matt did not play their brother. He played like the captain of this ship, and then they got stranded on the island and they survived all together, and at first they were fighting and then they were all like friends. I loved that movie. I remember watching that one over and over. Okay, so I told Andy Lawrence I love him, and he was the first Lawrence brother I loved, and yeah, he looks great. They all look great. They're all so short. Oh my god. Apparently every celebrity is shorter than me. Again, nothing wrong. Like, we love a short king. AJ McLean is the king of all kings. I'm obsessed with him. But, and like Matt Lawrence, he's like the hot guy on Boy Meets World. Like, he's like, I don't know, you don't think that he's 5'7". Like, I don't know. It's fine. Again, there's like literally nothing wrong with being 5'7", but it's funny how these people look so big on TV and they're like not. They're just like a person who's shorter than me. I don't know. It's just funny. What up, Chanel? So then I go like right next to Andy's table is Matt's table, and he has no line. There is literally no one there. I walk right up and I'm like, hey, like I was just talking to your brother, whatever. And we end up talking and I'm like, I just want to say, like, I just really love Jumping Ship. I loved you in Boy Meets World. I was obsessed with your guys' like apartment and that. He's like, oh, that was the coolest. I was like, was that such a fun set to work on? I remember like your apartment was so cool. Him and Rachel and Eric's apartment had like that lofty thing, like where you could walk across. I don't know. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, it's so cool that you guys are all here together. So like he was next to like Will of Boy Meets World, but he wasn't. And then he was also totally in the Boy Meets World group picture, but he was a little separate because he also was doing like Lawrence brother things, and he was also doing like Mrs. Doubtfire things. Like Matt was kind of booked and busy that day, but he had no line at the moment. And I was like, I didn't budget. I was totally budgeting a picture with Andy Lawrence. I was like, I'm getting a picture with Andy. Love him the most. And I was like not planning on doing the picture with Matt. But again, like I took out all this cash. I'm standing there right at his table. I'm talking. I kind of feel bad. Like, am I going to have this whole ass conversation and like not give him money and pay for a picture? I don't know. It was a little weird. Like, again, like I had that whole conversation with like Lori, Beth, and Danny, and I like didn't get a picture, but whatever, you know, I mean, you don't like owe it to them. They're making plenty of cash that day regardless. But so I was like, should we get a picture? And he's like, yeah, hey, why not? And then his assistant was like, it's 40. There's always like a person there, like manning or womaning the money and whatever. And sometimes it's like their actual assistant and a 90s Con volunteer, or sometimes it was like both, but he just had like the one woman that was not wearing a 90s Con shirt. So I guess she's like works with him. And she's like, it's 40. And I was like, all right, yeah, I took out all this cash. Like, that's what I'm here for. Let's do it. Let's get a picture. So then we get a picture. He's so cute. He's so nice. They're all so cute. He was so nice. Like, I wasn't starstruck at all with them. It literally felt like I was talking to like a friend. Like, truly, they were so cool. Okay. Then I'm like, all right, Boy Meets World. Let's do this. Let's bang it out. We're getting all of them. So I go on Sean Hunter, whose real name is Ryder Strong. I'm like, I know it's not his name. I go on Sean's line. And his line's a little long, but like worth the wait for sure. I finally meet him. He's a little taller than me, maybe like same height, little taller. And he looks great. I love him. I was obsessed with him. Like, that's my freaking husband, dude. I was obsessed with him. Oh my God. Love him so much. So I'm like looking at the pictures. If you're looking at the video, you see me looking to the side. I have my Google Photos like open on my laptop and I'm just like reliving the day. So I was like, I pay for the picture. I meet him. I'm like, hi, so nice to meet you. I give him like a little hug. I don't even remember. And then, yeah, like everyone else was really cool with hugs. Like except Mara Wilson, because again, you couldn't go behind her table. But like, I gave Andy like a bunch of hugs. I gave Matt hugs, whatever. So then I'm like, how many me and my stupid questions that I was like scripting. I was like, how many people have told you that you were like their first crush in your career? And he was like, a lot. Like, he made a face and he was like, a lot. And I was like, yeah, sorry. Like implying like, here I am telling you also. But then I was like, yeah, but you know, aside from like the whole like bad boy heartthrob whatever, like your like the emotions of Sean, I loved your acting, was incredible. Like, the character of Sean is amazing character. And he was like, thank you so much. And then we smiled and it was done. He, even like more so than Mara Wilson, he was definitely like the most subdued, like least talkative one. But whatever, like maybe that's just not his thing. But he was still very clearly happy to like take pictures with everybody. It was really cool. Then I was like, and I think I said to him, I was like, it's not a contest, but like everyone's like, oh, Corey and Topanga. And I'm like, no, Sean and Angela. Like, I love Sean and Angela. Speaking of, I then go to Angela's table. She was right next to him. She had zero line. She's an icon. Trina McGee. I just found out she's 52. This woman looks unbelievable. Oh my God. Unbelievable. First of all, I was like just blown away by how beautiful, like truly so beautiful. But so I look at her and she's so teeny. She's gorgeous in her cute little like yellow dress. I was like, you are the most beautiful person I've ever seen. She was like, oh, thank you. She was like so humble. She's so cute. And I told her, I was like, again, I think I told her also, I was like, it's not a contest, but everyone wants to be like Corey and Topanga. And I'm like, if you can't beat the Sean to my Angela, please get literally as far away from me as possible. And like, she was laughing. And I was like, no, really though, like, thank you so much for being like a really empowering woman on TV when there weren't many at the time. Like, I really remember the episode where like Topanga felt bad about her body and you were just like, I'd kill for your curves, but the way the two of you were just so supportive of each other, and it like was never a competition, and just the like you were both just so great on that show. And like, I don't know, Angela, man, Angela was the best. Angela's so cool. I couldn't believe it. So I got a couple pictures with her. Then it was time to get on Topanga's line, Danielle Fishel. Her line was the longest, like, obviously. But, again, worth it. I think the wait was maybe, like, less than an hour. It wasn't that bad. Maybe, like, 40 minutes. So I'm, like, quickly on my Instagram, and I'm scrolling all the way back to Halloween 2017, where I was Topanga for Halloween. So I, like, screenshot it, because I'm like, I'm going to show her that I was her for Halloween. Then I screenshot pictures of me and my friend Sarah, because she has been told her whole life that she looks like her. So I'm like, I'm going to show her Sarah because she looks like her. And then I meet her and I was like, hi. And I was like, I got to show you. I'm so sorry. Like, I got to show you right now. Like, I was you for Halloween. She's like, oh, that's awesome. I was the donut in the sky when she puts the lipstick around her whole face and wears like the lace dress with the combat boots and the denim choker. Oh my God, it's everything. So, and then I was like, and then my friend Sarah, she gets that she looks like you a lot. Do you see it? She's like, yeah, I see it. And then she goes, I love your glasses. So, okay, Topanga loves my glasses. Just need to let the world know that. And then we took some pictures and I was like holding a peace sign because I'm me. And then at the last picture, she put up her peace sign too. And I was like, hell yeah, I got a freaking picture with Topanga chucking up peace signs. Hi, editing Alana one last time. I apologize. I forgot to mention that I had the honor of thanking both Trina and Danielle for being incredibly empowering female characters when there weren't many on TV at the time, especially on a show that kids were watching. And they were both very appreciative of that, and it was really, really great to let them know that in person. Okay. Then now my money's dwindling. Okay, let me just put it this way: the Lawrence brothers were like 40 each for a picture, and then the whole Boy Meets World cast was 30 each. So like Sean was 30, Angela was 30, Topanga was 30, which I'm like, girl, you could hike up that price, but whatever. So like, again, super affordable, really, to have like a whole chat with them and a great picture on your phone, and like, you know, that's great. That's what I'm saying. Like, 100% worth it. And like, yeah, it added up, but in retrospect, like, super affordable. So now I'm like, okay, I could take out more cash at this ATM and I could like really, like, at this point it's now like 4:00. Okay, like I have an hour left. There's an hour left. The thing is done at 5. I'm like, I could take out more cash and try to get in like Kel and Andrea Barber, Kimmy Gibbler, and Joey and Nick. Like, I don't even know. Like, maybe I'll just try to get AJ even, because I was like, should I meet one of the boy band guys individually at their table. Like I kind of wasn't planning to because I already got the professional picture, but if I have time and money, I can do this. Okay. I decide that Andrea Barber's line is way too long. I'll catch the Full House cast next year. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I'm like, all right, I have $50 left in cash. And all of these things were like cash only, cash only. I was like, all right, I'm going to go see AJ. I just decided that. I get to his table. He's not there. And I'm like, where's AJ? And these two girls were standing there. They're like, he went home. He's done. He like went home for the day. He said he had to go. And I was like, okay, never mind. I'm not seeing AJ. Then I was like, okay. In June, I made this whole Instagram and TikTok video about how I don't know the melody of Bye Bye. I don't feel like telling this story. I'm so over the story. After this, people, I'm never talking about Bye 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 ever again. Anyway, I had this whole thing where I was like, what's the main melody of Bye Bye Bye? Okay, because I know that there's 3-part harmony, but what's the melody? Okay. So I sing, Alana, I sing, I wanna see you out that door, baby, bye, bye, bye. Don't wanna be a fool for you, just another player in your game for two. You may hate me. Okay, that's what I sing. I go G sharp, G sharp. I don't have perfect pitch, so sorry if this is not actually a G sharp, but the song is in G sharp minor. So I start on the G sharp of the G sharp minor, and I go, don't wanna be a fool for you, just another player in your game for two. Okay, and I go down. Some people go, don't want to be a fool for you, just another player in your game for two, which I get it. It makes sense. I get it. I understand. You may hate me. Okay. Some people go, They start here and they go, don't want to be a fool for you, just another player, or don't want to be a fool for you, just another player in your game. There's an upper harmony that goes, don't want to be a fool for you, just another. Okay. There's endless opportunity. Okay. I get it. There's a million options. But I wanted to know which one was the real melody. I was very fixated on this. Okay. So I made a video trying to ask Lance and Joey which one's the melody. They obviously didn't answer me, duh, which like fine, that I wasn't expecting them to. The video didn't go well, but whatever. And I'm like, I'm never gonna get my answer unless I hop on Joey Fatone's line and I ask him my damn self. And I was planning on asking him at the photo op. Like all leading up to 90s Con, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna ask Joey at the photo op if it's what's the melody of Bye Bye Bye, and I'm also going to ask him if it's in sync or n sync. Like, which one are you supposed to say? Are you supposed to say in sync, the pun, or are you supposed to say n sync, which is what it actually freaking says? I say n, just in case that wasn't clear. So I was like, I'm going to ask him myself. Okay, as I stated before, the photo op was not the place to be doing that. You literally couldn't even talk to them. You couldn't even be like, hi. It was crazy. So I wait on Joey's line. I'm at the end, man. I'm at the end of Joey's line. Like it's far. Okay. And we're all just like, this is the last thing we're doing that day. And I'm like, wait, what if it's 5:00 and like he doesn't get to us? And then one of the volunteers was like, he feels bad that he wasn't here yesterday. He was supposed to be there Saturday, Sunday, but something got canceled and he wasn't there Saturday. He was only there this Sunday. And then I think he was also late on the Sunday, so he felt bad. So he was like, anyone who wants a picture is getting one. Anyone who wants to meet me I'm going to see everybody. So he was getting through this line, okay? We wait forever to the point where we're just sitting on the floor now. Like, it's long. I have enough for a photo because his selfie was $40. Which is, again, so crazy cheap. And then I was like, I'm not going to get an autograph. And then some girl on the line was like, oh, but you can do a combo for $60. Because it was like selfie for $40, autograph for $40, but the two was $60. And I'm like, oh my God, great. So I called Zara and I was like, hey, because I'm very separated from my friends at this point. We are not together anymore. So I was like, hey, do you have $10? Do you have like an extra 10 in cash? And she was like, yeah, totally. Why? And I was like, because like I have my CD and I'm gonna try to do like a selfie autograph with Joey Fatone. I'm on Joey's line. Can you bring it to Joey's line? I'll pay you back, whatever. And she was like, yeah, of course. And I look in my bag for the CD and it's not there. And I was like, oh, what? Don't tell me I put it down or it fell out and I'm freaking out. And I'm like, oh yeah, I put it in Maxine's bag after the photo op when I was like, I grabbed her bag by mistake and I was just shoving things like it's in her bag for sure. So I call her and I was like, hey, can you please look in your bag for my Backstreet Boy and NSYNC CDs? And can you bring it to Joey Fatone's line? I'm here. She's like, yeah. And I was like, but do not run and rush because I'm so at the end of this line. It's going to be forever. So Zara comes with the $10. Maxine comes with the CDs. My girls come to save the day. Okay. Finally, I get online. Zara got a clip of this. She got me my whole interaction with Joey. So he starts dancing. He's like going side to side. And I'm like, you're doing it. You're doing great. You're almost done. You're almost done. Like you're crushing it. You're doing amazing. And I never thought, dancing with Joey Fatone was on my bucket list, but now it's off it. So I could say I danced with Joey Fatone. And he was so nice, man. Like he was he was grabbing everyone's phone and he was taking the pictures. He was like leaving videos for people on their phone. Like he was so in it. He was all about it. He was definitely like, oh my God, he was like definitely like one of the coolest for sure. And he was so sweet. He was taking like so many, like there was a kid with his mom and he was taking like funny faces with the kid. Like he was so cool. It felt like he felt like an old friend, but to everyone. Like he was awesome with every person. So I like have my CD and like it's going down the line in the line of autographs. I pay the $60. So I ask him, I go, and there's a whole video of it. You can look at my Instagram, you can look at my TikTok along with Alana. But I'm like, I want to see you out that door. Bye, bye, bye. What's the melody? Don't want to be a fool for you. And he's like, nope, that's Lance's part. And I was like, okay, didn't know that. Did you think Lance Bass was Lance Bass? That he sings the lowest part? Someone on TikTok commented that. They were like, well, he is Lance Bass, like bass. And I was like, that is so freaking funny. But I like assumed he had like one of the quietest voices, not don't wanna be a fool for you, just another play. Like I did not think that was Lance. Okay. So that was a fun tidbit to find out. And he goes, that's not me. And I'm like, okay, but like, what's the melody? He's like, what's my part or what's the main melody? I'm like, the main melody. That's my question. Although it's very fun to hear who everyone's part is. I want to know what like the consumer of the song is supposed to sing. So then he's like, wait, what is it? And he starts doing the freaking like pre-chorus bridge riff. And he's like, I don't want to be a fool in this game for two. So only then you may hurt. No. And then I swear to God, I mean, you can see in the video, he sings the B. So he goes, don't want to be a fool for you. Just another player in the game for two. You may hate me. So same note of second line, just another player, you may hate me. Wow. I was like, it goes up and I was like, damn, Marlena's gonna kill me because I would like wreck her life being like, it goes down, and Marlena was team up. So like she was the first person I thought of. I was like, oh my God, Marlena's gonna die. That she was right. But at the same time I wasn't convinced because he wasn't starting on the G sharp, which is what like me and a lot of my friends and people on Instagram were agreeing that it starts on the G sharp, but who knows? So basically it was chaotic. I probably put him on the spot. It was a long day. Again, he had this long line of a ton of people, but he was so cool about it. And I can't believe he actually like started singing at me and we were like answering this question together. Like, I don't know. But like, yeah, it goes up, I guess. Snow comes up, Charlie Brown, it comes up. Okay. So then he's signing my CD and I'm like, yeah, you could just do the outside cover. And then he starts taking out the slipcover and I'm like, oh, never mind. What am I telling you to do for? Like, obviously know what you're doing. He's like, and he said some weird joke. He's like, sometimes people need to be told what to do. And I was like, you know what you're doing though. And then he takes out the slipcover and he signs the cover, the outside. He freaking flips to his page. They all have their own face on a page of the inside cover. He flips to his page with the freaking red spiky tips in his hair and he signs his face. Then he signs the disc with the mustard and maroon concentric circles. This is No Strings Attached, the best album because it makes me ill on it. Best. And bye God. Freaking hate this song. No, I don't. It's a great song, but God, I can't hear it the same way ever again. Me again. Last time, for real though. I was also able to tell Joey that my favorite NSYNC song is It Makes Me Ill, and he was like, great song. And I was like, I agree. Like, I can't believe he signed it thrice. He has signed my CD thrice. It's so cool. So now I have a Joey Fatone signed No Strings Attached. And I was like, telling Mel on the phone, I'm like, that CD is like, what, 25 years old? 24? How old is that CD? Okay, that's right. Lance just posted about this on Instagram. March 21st, literally like the other day, 2000. It's 22 years old. So I'm like, this CD, like the CD in my hand that is now signed thrice by Joey Fatone, is older than my sister. My sister's 20 and this CD is 22 years old. Like, and Mel was like, a lot of things are older than your sister. I'm like, yeah, but this thing that I've owned and is in my hand is just funny to me. I don't know. God. Oh my God. Space Cowboy. Great song. It's gonna be me. Just got paid. Yeah, this album's great. With the marionette strings. Like, that's the best album. Come on. So Celebrity's also good. I feel like I used to own Celebrity, but I cannot find it. I only currently possess No Strings Attached. Anyway, so I asked him finally. I was like, I'm also going to ask you this. I'm like, okay, I have another really insanely stupid question. Is it NSYNC or NSYNC? He goes, I say in. And I was like, okay, but what is it really? I was like, is that what you're supposed to say? Are you supposed to say in? And he's like, all right, well, like, you know, it's like we're singing in sync. And I'm like, no, I get it, but it doesn't say I N, it just says N. So I say N. Then he starts telling me again, he was so cool to even just tell, like, we were talking for like 5 whole entire minutes. He was, I know it's not proper to say whole entire, but whatever, it's colloquial. So like, yeah, he was really taking the time. He's like, okay, so like our German record label, they couldn't like say like apostrophes, like they don't have apostrophes, so like they couldn't like grasp the concept of apostrophes, how it was like star N sync or like apostrophe N, kind of like when you put an apostrophe in place of a word or a letter, right? Like cuz, if you say cuz instead of because, you do like apostrophe cuz. That's what it is. It's like apostrophe N sync. Don't really know like why. I mean, there's that whole like the last letter of their names nonsense. I remember reading in a teeny bopper magazine that Chris Kirkpatrick's mom realized that after the fact, after they had already had the name of the group, they were like, oh wait, so it's like N for Justin, S for Chris, Y for Joey, and they made up N for Lanston. They like made up a name for Lance, and then C for JC, like JC Chazé, like whatever. Who was, okay, fun fact, JC's my favorite. He was. JC was my favorite. Now Joey got bumped up to favorite, but like I was a JC girl. I'm still a JC girl. I'm totally JC all the way. Sorry, Justin. That's like, I was always like, I don't like Nick Carter because everyone likes him. Like same thing with Justin Timberlake. I mean, I love Nick Carter now. Oh my God, hello. Like I saw Backstreet Boys in 2014. And I was losing my freaking mind. Oh my God. I was screaming in the back of Jones Beach Theater. Like as if it was like literally 1999. I was screeching my head off and Nick was incredible on stage. And I was like, do I like Nick Carter? I'm having an identity crisis. Anywho, but now Joey's my fave. So he's like, yeah, our German record label, like they couldn't do the apostrophe. So they would just say in sync because that's the phrase with the full word. And I was like, okay, yeah, but like, what is it really? What are you supposed to say? He goes, it's N. And I was like, shut up. No, look at me in the face. I was like, look at me and tell me it's N. He's like, it's N. And I was like, stop. Are you for real? Because I have like a bet going with my friends. Not a real bet with money, but like it was another poll on my Instagram. Do you say in or N? And I was right. Okay. I may have like totally lost the bye battle, but it's NSYNC. I win. But at one point he's like, now you got me f***ed up. Like, I don't even fucking know what it is now. Like, again, he really just felt like a freaking old friend or family member. Like, it was really cool. I really wasn't starstruck at all. I was super not nervous, like whatsoever. Oh my God. And if you watch the video of me talking to him with the bye thing, I also go, first of all, loved you in Hannah Montana. God, I'm such an I had to. Joey Vitolo with the freaking try the veal and the autographed baseball. He goes, thank you. I wonder how many people have ever asked him like to sign a baseball. That's kind of funny. Whatever. Okay. So now it's like a little after 5. Now it's like 5:15. Okay. It might have even been a little later. I'm not sure. So I finally gather my CD. Thank you. One more hug from Joey. Thank you so much for clarifying that it's NSYNC. Goodbye. I leave. But I made a friend, Brandy. She's so cute. We're Facebook friends now. She got an amazing picture with Nick Carter. They look like Barbie and Ken. It looks like a prom photo. It looks incredible. It's so fun. It's such a good picture. But yeah, I felt bad. Like Nick's line was shorter and he like left before Joey left. But also Nick was there all 3 days and Joey was just there the one day. So that's why Joey's line was crazy, because he was only there the one day. So like the 3-day convention goers, they only had this one Sunday like I did to see Joey, you know? Oh, I forgot to say that while I'm online with Joey, Will Friedel from Boy Meets World, he just like comes right up to Joey and they're like, oh, hey man, yeah. And they're like chatting as if they're best freaking friends. Like, again, it was so weird to see all these like worlds crossing. Like, but dude, everyone had one thing in common, man. We love the 90s and always have and always will. All right, we are wrapping this up. This is a very long episode. Whew. So I was like, all right, to my friends, I was like, I just want to like see Lacey Chabert and just be like, look at my Debbie Thornberry outfit, because the realists know that Lacey Chabert, not only famous for being Gretchen Wieners in Mean Girls, or whoever her character's name in Party of Five was. I don't know. I didn't watch Party of Five, but she was also the voice of Eliza Thornberry. I'm Eliza. Blah, blah, blah. Something amazing happened, and now I can talk to animals. It's really cool, but totally secret. That's Donnie. We found him. And Darwin, he found us. Yeah, she's Eliza and she's everything. So I was like, I just wanted to show her my Debbie outfit. Okay. So I like, wait, she's getting pictures. Okay, that's the other thing. She was also staying late. Like I was like, oh, everyone's gone. It's almost like 5:30 now. Like definitely everyone's gone. And Lacey was still there. She had a big line the whole time too. And she was like, big smile, big energy the whole day. Like this must have been really an exhausting day for some of these people. But yeah, so she was still wrapping up. Then she started taking like her final pictures with 90s Con volunteers themselves. Like they even were like, even though they worked there that day, they were like paying for a picture or whatever, as they should. They deserve it. Hello. So she like took a picture and I just kind of like stepped in and I was like far away from her. Like wasn't like at her table. And I was like, hi, I just want to show you my Debbie outfit. And she was like, oh, I love it. And I was like, I heard there was an Eliza here yesterday. Did you see her? And she's like, yes, she was amazing. And I was like, oh, I wasn't here yesterday, but you know, this is an old Halloween costume. I just wanted to show you. I was like, cause you know, the real ones know you were Eliza. Alana, embarrassing. Everyone at 90s Con knows that she was Eliza. Actually, that's not true. I talked to some people who were like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Or like they had totally forgotten. And then I was like, I think I again, it is like 5:30. It's the end of a very long, awesome day. And I think I said something so stupid like, ew, did I say? I think I said, now your hair is even full of more secrets or something like that. I said something so stupid. I was embarrassing. I was very flustered. Again, I was just trying to like show her my outfit and get the hell out of there and like get out of her face so she could go home. But she was like actually like talking to me still. Like she was actually taking the time to talk to me, even though again, I wasn't up to her table. I wasn't paying for a picture. Like she was just so freaking nice. So I was like, you were always my favorite. I'm not just saying that. She is. If Gretchen Wieners isn't your favorite, I mean, come on, Janice is amazing and Mean Girls, but like Gretchen's the best. We should totally just stab Caesar. Gretchen's amazing. And then I was just kind of like, bye. Thank you so much. I hope you had so much fun this weekend. And you know, she was like, I did. You too. Thank you. Bye. And then we went home. No, that's not true. Then we went to like Moe's and we went to like get food and then we were like hanging out and then we went home. But oh man, did I do it all? I really hope I didn't miss anything. God. Okay. That was 90s Con. And you know, the Instagram was popping. It's called, the company that runs it is called That's For, like the number 4 Entertainment. So their Instagram is That's For Ent. That's like THATS, the number 4, and then ENT, ENT, as in short for entertainment. So if you're like, oh my God, I have to go to this next year, I have to get pictures, I have to get videos, I have to get updates, follow them. That's For Ent, that's For Entertainment. They also do a Christmas con. I don't know, but it's like in August. I don't know. That's kind of fun. So follow them if you want more updates, especially on next year's con. So pretty much like less than a week after 90s Con, they were like, we're doing it again next year. Who's ready for 2023? And I'm like, me. Like, see you then. So here's my awesome hoodie. That's my story. Morning glory. Definitely check out my Instagram for all the pictures and some videos, like those Joey Fatone videos. It's NSYNC, not NSYNC. And this part of the sweatshirt, the sleeve, says the raddest celebration this side of the millennium. It's hard to read, so there you go. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it through this whole episode, wow, you're the realest of the real. You're the realest ever. Love you. On Spotify, you can leave a 5-star review or a 4-star review if you're into that. And on Apple Podcasts, you can leave like a review with words, and I'll try to check that out. I guess I can check. Yeah, I can check that out. I'll look at that. I can look at that. I have the ability to do that. And yeah, if you have a suggestion for the podcast, something you want to hear me talk about, or if you just want to say hi, comment to me individually about 90s Con or this episode or anything, you can email the show at alongwithalana. Alana is ALANA at gmail.com. So alongwithalana@gmail.com. Or you could follow me on Instagram and send me a message over there at alongwithalana. And yeah. Okay. I'm going to sleep now. Okay, bye. Do, do, do.